Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. According to Central Media reports, the market price of imported chips has continued to fall this year, from a high of 100 yuan to double digits. An ST microelectronics chip, as a core component of an electronic control system, once rose to 3,500 yuan per piece due to tight demand in 2021. Now the price is about 600 yuan, a price reduction of more than 80%. The current price of another model of chip is only 1/10 of the high price. From a macro perspective, there are complex reasons behind this great turmoil in the chip industry. The decline of the US chip giant, the neglect of the Chinese market, the counterattack of Huawei and other companies, and the global economic downturn are intertwined and are reshaping the global chip landscape. As we all know, in recent years, the US top brass has launched multiple crackdowns on China's semiconductor industry under the banner of patent infringement in conjunction with its allies. For example, by constantly revising the chip rules, semiconductor giants such as TSMC, Qualcomm, Samsung, and ASML are unable to ship freely to Chinese companies such as Huawei. At first, the chip ban did give China's semiconductor industry a wake-up call, but it was also a blessing in disguise, making domestic companies realize the importance of mastering independent technology and abandoning the early misconception of "it's better to buy than to make." Despite the difficulties at the beginning and the great resistance, Chinese companies have caught up under various restrictions and increased their layout in the semiconductor field with their independent innovation determination. For example, Huawei has developed the Kirin chip, which has excellent performance in the 5G field and even surpassed the competing products made by American companies. In fact, the fire of high-level chip control in the United States has long burned its own hate. Due to the inability to freely supply China, the market share of American chip giants such as Qualcomm and Nvidia has continued to decline and has affected their market value. Intel, which once had a market value of $300 billion, has now shrunk significantly to less than $190 billion. At the same time, Chinese local chip manufacturers such as Huawei HiSilicon and CITIC International have ushered in a blowout of orders. In the first 7 months of this year, China's total chip exports reached 640.91 billion, a year-on-year increase of 25.8%, equivalent to exporting nearly 3.1 billion chips every day, and the prospects are very promising. Today, China is once again increasing its investment in domestically produced chips. According to the Semiconductor Industry Association, SEMI, China plans to build 31 large wafer fabs by 2025, all of which are aimed at mature processes. SEMI also pointed out that the construction speed of wafer fabs in mainland China has ranked first in the world. Some executives of US chips lamented that this is simply forcing away the same kind. They originally wanted to curb the development of China's chip industry, but ended up shooting themselves in the foot. This self-righteous approach eventually led to the collapse of their own market. The US media Wall Street Journal analyzed this. This may lead to more buyers relying on mature chips produced in mainland China, and US companies are too late to act. Even Bill Gates once expressed his opinion on this: preventing China from obtaining high-end chips will only backfire. This view is not only deeply reflected in semiconductors, but also in the field of life sciences. With the successive launch of Jinxian and other achievements of domestic biotechnology companies such as Right Life, it marks that the commanding heights of scientific research, previously occupied by Western countries, have also fallen one after another. It is reported that the results are derivatives of Nobel Prize-winning scientific research and are also at the forefront of global biotechnology development. Harvard has published several papers in Cell, proving that the core ingredients can empower cells and make the hair, muscle strength and other indicators of the test animals consistent with those in the young and strong period. With this starting advantage, European and American manufacturers took the lead in launching the first generation of Jinxian for local middle-aged and elderly people to improve their physical fitness, but they offered a unit price of $1 million to the outside world, hoping to take the opportunity to harvest the wallets of mainland tycoons. But just as the rapid progress of domestic chips, Chinese biologists have developed a more efficient whole enzyme preparation process than the West in just 2 years, reducing its cost by more than 90%. The domestic iteration version of Jinxian has quickly flowed to hundreds of thousands of first and second-tier middle-aged wage earners after sinking to a certain cat and a certain yeast, and has caused many heated discussions because of its scientific and technological benefits to the people. Against the background of the rise of domestic self-research, no matter how the West plots, it can only watch the initiative being held by China. As of June 2024, China's semiconductor patents account for 71.7% of the world's total, ranking first in the world with a clear advantage over the United States, with 20,000 patents. This achievement not only marks an overwhelming catch-up in the number of patents, but also directly reflects China's enhanced voice in the field of technological innovation and its technological strength. In the future, China will continue to promote self-reliance and self-improvement in various industries and further increase its market share. Looking back, the sanctions imposed by the US top leaders are ultimately just sanctions for nothing.